guys, and today's video is going to be a follow-up to a video I made about 3 weeks ago about the official species list for Schleich, as they have now officially revealed the images for them. And we even got a 6th surprise. Sort of. You'll figure it out later. So first off, let's start with the figure I liked the least, and that would be the Tarbosaurus. Now, is it all bad? No. I like the desert color scheme here, and on its own, it's a perfectly fine figure. What I don't really like about it is that it's just too similar to the Schleich T-Rex from a few years back. Now, I get the Tarbosaurus and T-Rex are very similar in physical appearance, but like, take a look at the PNSO Tarbosaurus and the PNSO Tyrannosaurus. I don't care about the quality in this case. What I do care about is that clearly these are two different things. And this, it doesn't really do that, you know? This could have just been another, T-Rex repaint. If they branded it as, like, Desert Tyrannosaurus, I feel like people would just eat it up and believe it without a shadow of a doubt, with the only difference being the slightly tweaked head. So, yeah, it's okay. After Tarbosaurus, it is very closely followed by the Edmontosaurus, which actually went exactly how I predicted it, being based off the Jurassic World evolution design. The one thing that I did not expect, though, was just how shrink-wrapped it would be. I'm not necessarily talking about the head, that's par for the course, but its neck. It's so slim and skinny. When I think Edmontosaurus, I think of a decently bulky neck. I mean, look at these other sculpts. Clearly, the neck and just body proportions are usually different from this. This looks like a much smaller hadrosaur, like the Titan from Collectae, not Edmontosaurus. And it actually took me like a double take to realize, oh wait, this is Edmontosaurus? Maybe it's just the angle, and maybe I'll like it better when I see it in person, but that completely threw it off for me. But besides that, I do like the paint scheme at the very least. So, besides the sculpt, everything else went according to plan. And I'll definitely be patting myself on the back for the rest of time for actually predicting the Edmontosaurus correctly. But now with those two figures out of the way, my opinions on the next three mainline figures are certainly going to be a bit more positive by comparison. Starting off with the Gallimimus, which certainly surprised me. I was just expecting, the bald Jurassic Park design, the one. But actually, we got a fully feathered Gallimimus, that's pretty cool. We've never seen that before. So props to Schleich for doing something different. Like, no other figure company has made a feathered Gallimimus. So the fact that we have one now is, honestly, now that I think about it, someone should have done this before. But I'm glad that Schleich did it out of all things. So very good job, Schleich, for doing something different. If I had one critique, it would be the pose of the figures in. It does remind me a bit of the Batak Gallimimus, and that was also my least favorite part of that figure. But you know what? I can forgive it. You can just lift up the figure slightly, and you got something perfectly fine. Either way, I gotta really give props to Schleich for the creativity on this figure. And then we got the figure that I had the highest expectations for, and Schleich delivered, and then some. The Gastonia. I expected a decent sculpt because of their previous work on the Animantarchs, and I got that, but I also wished for a slightly flashier color scheme in comparison, and this bright red definitely does the job. This is a very nice Ankylosaur figure, and I can't really add much else to it. I just really like what they did here. It's bright, it's colorful, it's well sculpted, it's just a well-executed Schleich figure, And last but not least, we have the figure that I was both the most excited for, but also the most concerned about. Their Monolophosaurus. And plenty of my friends don't really like this figure because it lacks a neck and a couple of other reasons, but personally, I don't see the issue. I really like this figure. In fact, I'll go out and say that it's my favorite figure this year. Partially just because I like Monolophosaurus more than the other species represented. That it's just a species bias. And also because they did a really good job. I get that it's based off of the Jurassic World version of Monolophosaurus, but it's a good paint scheme, so what's the issue? In comparison to the Safari Limited Monolophosaurus, it's definitely not nearly as scientifically accurate or something along those lines, but it's a cool model. And you know what? I'll take it. I wanted more Monolophosaurus, and I got more Monolophosaurus, and it stands out from the Safari Limited Monolophosaurus, so both have good reasons to be purchased. If you want something more scientific, get the Safari one. And if you want something more cool and awesome bro-ish, or Jurassic World-like, just get the Schleich one, You can have everything you want. And that concludes the main line of figures. Overall, a spectacular job for Schleich. A very good year indeed. But there's still one dinosaur figure that needs to be talked about, and it's not from the main line. It's from a completely different line, their Eldrador fantasy line. And if you're wondering what that is, it's basically mythical creatures. So, what kind of mythical creature did we get? We got a Shadow Raptor, which basically just looks like something out of Dinosaur King. And if you sticked around long enough to get to this part of the video, comment down that Shadow Raptor is a bitch-ass motherfucker who pissed on my f***ing wife. Alright, jokes aside, what do I think? It's creative, but it could have been sculpted and executed a little bit better. My favorite part about it is definitely that it looks like a Dinosaur King Superform and Crystalak from Godzilla Unleashed. Just a little bit. You know, I admire the creativity, but it looks a little bit rushed. You know, I'll give them credit where credit's due. I wouldn't mind seeing more fantasy dinosaurs out there. Although, I think we need to try a little bit harder. You know, there's like Medieval line and, well, they come off a little bit rushed. So, great idea, just a little bit rushed execution. And that concludes this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and the new setup. I don't really have a choice, and wish me luck in the future. See you guys next time.